Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin Cash. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So last video was around about 10 days ago, and as you can see, we had this white trend line over here, and we lost it as support, and now we're testing it as resistance on the daily chart. This over here is the weekly chart, and if you haven't seen the previous update, it's going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. So in the last video, we got a comment from one of the viewers. So Philip Quilty says, I think you're wrong about the top being 4K. You're not measuring from the 2017/18 high, which was 4K. Given that ETH and Bitcoin have already reached out to the 4.231 extensions based on the 2017 high, it would be fair to say you have set your expectations about low. I think 10K is a better estimate. So thank you for your comment. I did mention that I'm going to answer in the next video. So here we are. Now, I set my Fibonacci retracements from the low that we had in May/July. And with the high, so basically I have my swing high from the high that we had on all our projects since February till May, and the lows are being from May to July. Here on some of the projects, we're starting to print lower lows, and we're starting to go below the July lows, which is quite negative in my opinion. This is not something that I want to see, but this is just how I set up my Fibonacci retracements for the long-term targets. And if I see the lows being lost, I just move the retracement just a bit lower, just like I did over here. So this was the swing low previously. Right now, this over here is going to be our swing low. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, you can see now the 1.618 target has moved up a bit because our swing low has moved up a bit as well. So right now, our current 1.618 target is $4,329. And this target is going to be valid only when we start breaking the swing high over here. And I'm going to set up the swing high a bit more properly. I think it's a bit off. Or actually, it wasn't. Yep, okay, that's pretty good. So once you start breaking this swing high, you're going to be in a technical target to the 1.618, all right? So 95% of the time, you end up getting to the 1.618 after you break the first fib level here. So now Philip has a very valid point, but I don't set up the swing highs from the 2017 bull market because that would give me, huge targets, right? And as you can see, if you take a look at the second fib level here and at the 2.272 and at the 2.414, you get your targets at $7,850, $12,000, and $15,000 respectively. And I'm not saying that, we're not going to get to those targets. I'm just saying that this $4,300, dollars for Bitcoin Cash is what I'll be targeting. And I think this can potentially be the peak of the bull market. Obviously, with some bullish news for Bitcoin Cash and the markets getting overheated towards the second quarter of this year, we can obviously get overextended all the way to 10K, but I like to stay conservative on this channel. I like to have conservative trades, and I don't, moon for things, right? And I'm not married to any coins because that was a mistake that I did early on, and I learned my lesson. And yeah, so I don't have any Bitcoin Cash, to be honest with you, but this is the target that I would be targeting. And if I did have any, I would start taking profits, at around about 1.414 and the 1.618. Now, if you're holding for the long term, obviously, I do think Bitcoin Cash will get to these targets, if not in this bull market, then in the next one. But I do think these targets will be met at some point because the markets are growing in general, and we're going to see Bitcoin Cash above $10,000, right? So I'm just going to show you what a Fibonacci retracement looks like with the top being the 2017 peak. All right, so this is the chart from Bitstamp. So you can see we have our swing high here in December of 2017 and the swing low here December of 2018. So it took a year for the markets to bottom out over here. And you can see that we're actually printing some sort of a symmetrical triangle over here. You would say this is an ascending triangle, but you can see that the highs are getting lower. So we're printing lower highs. Now, if you zoom out a little bit, right, you can see that we landed on the 0.382 over here multiple times. It was a nice resistance level. So basically, we're back testing a previous level of resistance, and we're testing the support of this symmetrical triangle. So you can see that we have our 1.272 here at $13,500 basically, right? So if you start breaking this swing high and you're going to be holding this entire bag until $13,500 and you're actually looking to take some profits, then in my opinion, in my personal and humble opinion, I think it would be kind of dumb holding a huge bag of Bitcoin Cash and not taking profits at $6, $7, $8, $9, or $10,000 and just waiting until this target is met. That's why I have smaller fibs, so that, in this area over here, in between the 1.272 and the first fib level, we're going to have multiple targets based on the smaller fib, right? We're going to have the 1.414 here, the second fib level, the 2.272, and you're going to have multiple resistance levels that you can take profits on, rather than just waiting for this, huge target at $13,500, which, honestly speaking, we don't know if we're going to get there. We don't know if we're going to get to $4,000 once again, but I think $4,000 is a lot more likely than the $13,500, obviously. But yeah, I understand that we can get overextended in this bull market. And I think, $6,000 even is still $7,000. It's probably possible in this bull market, but I'm not going to be holding my coins. Even if I had some, I wouldn't be holding them out for that long. As well, as you can see, we're in a range over here. We're in a rising triangle. And once we get, caught up in this apex, right, you're just gonna explode from here, obviously. So potentially we're gonna explode even earlier, but we'll see how it goes, right? These symmetrical triangles have have a tendency to have nice breakouts, and you can potentially see the previous swing high of the bull market being met. And right now, it's a great dollar cost averaging opportunity for Bitcoin Cash. Now, in the last video, I did give you some support zones, and they were lost. So we got below the support zones that I was giving you, and I told you never buy all in at a support zone that I give you, because the price can always drop even more, and you need to have some fiat, some spare fiat to buy into the dip. So $355 is a great support area you want to keep dollar cost averaging at, because this is the 0.382 of this large fib, right? So this is the large fib that Philip mentioned in the comment, and you're looking at the 0.618 being at $929. So that's a very important level we need to get through, because that's the golden ratio. Once you break through the golden ratio, have that back test of support, you can be very confident that you're going to get to your, swing high, and you have that full retracement over here. So yeah, keep that in mind. One thing that I don't like on the weekly is the fact that we're printing a bearish cross, where the 20 EMA crosses below the 55 EMA. Here you can see January or December 20th, December 2020, we had the bullish cross on the weekly. Obviously, you saw the appreciation with that. We hit our head on this resistance that we have hit it before in April of 2018. And you can see right now we're printing a bearish cross. So this can potentially, lead to more downtrend movement for Bitcoin Cash. So if we lose this large support that we've had since November of 2018, we had a couple of fake outs over here, obviously. But if we lose this, I would probably look at lower buy-ins around about $195. That's potentially where we can land if we start losing this, and we start losing the 0.382 at $355. I'd be looking at the 0.236, because this is potentially, where we enter a bear market for Bitcoin Cash. But don't let me scare you. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. If you're in positions, just dollar cost average, guys. If you know how to swing trade, I do swing trade my positions, some of the positions that I'm in my altcoins. And if they're down, I do swing trade them as well. just to make some profit in the meantime, you know, while I'm holding my tokens. But don't do it if you don't know how to, if you're not experienced enough. But yeah, like I said, we're on crucial support over here at the 0.382. Hopefully this is our bottom for Bitcoin Cash. And jumping quickly into the 4-hourly chart, you can see that I do have this Fibonacci retracement set from the swing high November 9th, with the swing low being October 26th. And you can see that we landed on the 2.272. We have the targets to the downside, obviously. So we lost our swing high over here, or a swing low over here at $530. And this meant that we have targets to the downside to the 1.618. We got to the 1.618. We consolidated on this price for a bit, and then we went even lower, and we got all the way down to the 2.272 at $353. Hopefully we don't go any lower, but like I said, if you start printing lower highs, then just dollar cost average your way into the project in the long term. You know, Bitcoin Cash will obviously appreciate, as well as all the other projects will in this space, because we're still very early for cryptocurrencies in general. But that has been it, guys. Let me know if I missed out anything on the charts. Let me know what you think of Bitcoin Cash down below in the comment section. Hopefully I explained everything well enough for you to understand. And yeah, make sure to check me out on Twitter. We do have a Telegram chat, as well as a Discord server and a Patreon, where you can support me, obviously, but it's a great way for me to support you back and get you a lot of exclusive content, my buy and sell alerts, low cap gem calls, personal technical analysis, and video requests. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.